Is One Piece becoming Naruto? No, not exactly. However, there is a very interesting theme that they're starting to share that was originally done in Naruto to a great degree. And what I mean is that characters have different eyes and said eyes have different abilities. These eyes, too, in both cases, are physiological effects. In Naruto, they're collectively called dojutsu, and they are bloodline techniques in which the character in question has a weirdly colored eye that has some very great power attached to it, like the Sharingan, the Byakugan, or the Rinnegan. And then there are various variations on each of these eyes. However, in One Piece, a very similar thing is occurring because we have a variety of characters now that have different types of eyes that have some sort of latent physiological ability behind them. The first time in which we are introduced to such a character is really in the Whole Cake Island arc, and spoilers are coming soon for Whole Cake, Elbaf, and kind of in Wano. But in Whole Cake, we are introduced to Big Mom, the captain of the Big Mom Pirates, also known as Charlotte Linlin. Charlotte Linlin has a bunch of children. One of those children is Charlotte Pudding. Charlotte Pudding is a hybrid, as she is part human and part Three-Eyed Tribe. And by the name Three-Eyed Tribe, you can pretty much guess what her special thing is. She has 3 eyes. Now, the story goes is that when a Three-Eyed Tribe member awakens their eye, they are able to read the giant stone manuscripts called the poneglyphs, which is a very hard piece of information to decipher, as only a few people in the world know how to read them, such as Nico Robin of the Straw Hat Pirates and the late Kozuki Oden of the Kozuki family of Wano. But moving on, in Elbaf, we are introduced to Loki, the Prince of Elbaf, whom is a giant. So he's quite large. He's larger than most giants because he is known as an ancient giant, which means he's just a big guy with horns, basically. So he's introduced wearing a blindfold, and we never see his eyes for the longest time. However, when he's given a proper flashback and we see him as a child, specifically a baby, we see that he was born with these weird, dark, demonic eyes with black sclera, and we don't actually know what color his irises are yet. But these are very haunting because no other giant character in the series has these eyes. Therefore, they must be special in some degree. We don't know what they do yet exactly, but they could be a marker of him being a very prominent giant in the race. However, moving on, later in Elbaf, we are formally introduced to another character that we were alluded to in the start of the arc, which is a character named Gunko. But her real name is Princess Shiri of the Asperia Kingdom. She knows Brook, the skeleton of the Straw Hat crew, as they were a part of the same kingdom a long time ago. However, the interesting thing about her is that she has heterochromia. Now, in the flashback detailing the life and times of Brook and Shuri at that time, later to be known as Gunko in the Asperia Kingdom, is found out that the king of the Asperia Kingdom is not her real father, and her father is a holy knight named Man-Mayor Grow. Man-Mayor Grow has the same eyes as Gunko, and goes on to explain that these eyes have some latent ability that Emu, the one who controls the world government, is very interested in. So she has some special power that we do not know of relating to her eyes. However, we have done videos on that subject as to what that power may be. So in One Piece, we have been getting a lot of different eyes lately, and I think this is a very interesting development overall because it does make the world feel more lived in, especially when you have different anomalies that aren't, say, the usual powers that we know, like devil fruits. So this is pretty neat, and I don't think it really steps on the toes of any pre-established lore. It just expands things out a bit. So if you are enjoying the video so far, hit the like button. And if you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition to, if you could, hit the hype button because it really does help. And with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede. What?